Hello plant people, I hope you're well. Today I've got a video that a lot of people have been requesting, and that is going to be looking specifically at the nutrient solution that I use for my plants growing in Leca. So I'm talking specifically about Growth Technology Foliage Focus and Growth Technology Clonex Clone Solution, which might also be cutting clone solution depending on where you are in the world. So a lot of people like to know, how much do I use for my plants? What's the dilution rate? How many mils per liter? How many something per gallon? Not quite sure what you guys in America use, but I'm going to do all those conversions later on when I'm editing the video, because I don't know what they are off the top of my head. But anyway, we're going to do all that. But what we are also going to do is measure the total dissolved solids of my water and the total dissolved solids of that solution. And I'm also going to check the electrical conductivity. What I'm not going to be doing in this video is talking exactly about what is TDS, which is total dissolved solids, what is electrical conductivity, what does that mean, what are the conversions between TDS and EC, which is the one you should be measuring and which one isn't. That is not what this video is about. That is a whole other discussion that I might have another day, because that's a lot of science that a lot of people might not want to go into. But today I just want to give you baseline figures. That's what this video is. It's just baseline figures of what my solutions look like. So in order to do that, I have in front of me a few things. This is just water in these jugs. These are 1 liter jugs of water, and in these jugs is just water from the tap, water from my tap here in Melbourne. And our water in Melbourne is pretty good, so I don't have to do anything. I don't use reverse osmosis, water distilled, all that kind of stuff. I don't. This is just pure water from the tap. This is my TDS meter. This is one that, you know, I just got this off Amazon, and it's not branded or anything. I don't know. My friend Alison talks about getting a proper one, so maybe I might want to invest in a proper one. I don't know, but this is the one that I have, and it measures TDS and EC. So I just need to turn it on. I press the little button there, and that comes on. When you press the mode button, it changes from measuring TDS or to measuring EC, depending on what it is you want to measure. Microsiemens per centimeters, that's EC, and when you change it to ppm, that is measuring the TDS. You can check the temperature with this as well, and temperature does affect the electrical conductivity, but again, that's a whole other conversation. I am at ppm, so I'll start with ppm, right? And this is some water. This is plain water that I got from the tap. So what I want to show you is the ppm of my plain water first. So I put my measuring thing there, and that is telling me that is 33. I hope that's 33 there. The problem is I can't quite see all the way over there, so I can't see what that's telling you. Let me see. That is 33. That is 33. So that's the ppm of my water straight from the tap. I'm going to change this to EC. Okay, so I'm now looking at the electrical conductivity of my plain water. So that is, I need to see, that is 66. That is telling me that the electrical conductivity of my plain water here in Melbourne is 66. That's the baseline that we're starting with, because of course this water does have ions in it, and so those ions that are in it are what's allowing that electricity to be conducted from one electrode to the other through my meter. So we know what that looks like. I'm also going to be using this just to sort of rinse the thing off. So the experiment is going to go like this. This is my half strength foliage focus. This is my full strength foliage focus, and this is my Clonex clone solution. So half strength foliage focus is basically your half strength nutrient, and you probably would want to be using that maybe when you're just introducing your plant into Leca or semi-hydroponics and you want to introduce the nutrients slowly or gently, or maybe it's autumn or winter and the plants are, you know, not growing as much, so you want to reduce the amount of nutrient solution. So maybe you go half strength. And for this, I'm using 3 mils per liter, because the dosage on here, the recommended guide for hydroponics and semi-hydro is 5 to 7 mils per liter. So I'm kind of going halfway, and I'm using the 6 mils per liter, and I'm using 3 mils per liter, only because it's also a lot easier to measure 3 than 2. So I've got 3 in here for the half strength, And this is my full strength foliage focus. I'm going to be using a 5 mils per liter for that because I use 5 mils per liter when I'm feeding my plants, and 5 mils is a nice round number. 7 is a bit odd, so I like 5. So I'm using 5 for that. So let's get mixing. So this is my half strength. Yes, this is my 3 mils. So I'll put that in my water. Close that up. Give that a nice mix. Ooh, that is well mixed. This again, half Foliage Focus, 3 mils. And I will now be checking. My meter has been reset. Turn that on. It's on parts per million. So we'll start with a measurement of the total dissolved solids in this. So that is what that is showing. I don't know what that number is. That is 363. So that's 363 parts per million for my half strength Foliage Focus, which is 3 mils per liter of water. So I'll change the mode and put that to, that is now the electrical conductivity. So that is right, 726. So that's 726. Yep, that is what that says. And you know, just for the sake of arguments, I will, put the temperature on so you can know what temperature I'm working with. So this water is at 20.8 degrees Celsius, and I can do you one better, and I can tell you what that is in Fahrenheit. That's 69.4. So that is what you have for your half strength Foliage Focus. Okay, so I will close my thing and put this one to the side because we're done with that one. This now is my full strength Foliage Focus. So I'm just gonna clear my meter. So before I do another measurement, I'm just gonna rinse my meter. Now again, I'm not a chemist. I have no idea whether this actually is what's supposed to be good practice, but you know, I'm just giving you a general idea of what my numbers look like. That is all I'm doing. So this is my 5 mils going into my 1 liter of water. 5 mils of Foliage Focus in there. Give that a good shake. That is well mixed Foliage Focus. Okay. Right, so now that is on TDS parts per million. So when I put that in there, that's parts per million. That is 483 parts per million. And when I change the mode, that is 966. That's the electrical conductivity. So I'm not going to check the temperature of the water because it's pretty much the same as the other one. So that's what that is for my full strength Foliage Focus at 5 mils per liter. That is 966 is the electrical conductivity. And again, I'll just zap that in my plain water. Not sure what that does, but there we go. Now this is my Clonex clone solution or my cutting clone solution, and this is what I use when I'm rooting my plants or when I'm having my plants go through the long method. This is the solution that I use. So again, instructions on the bottle are 5 mils per liter. I'm using 5 mils per liter, and you can use 3 mils per liter as well if you're doing foliar feeding. But today we're going to use 5 mils per liter because that's the concentration that I use. So I've got my 5 mils here into my jug, and you know the drill. Shake, shake, shake. Give that a shake. Give that a good shake, and there we go. That is my CCS. That is at, hang on, let me put that mode. That is parts per million. In that goes. And that is a 443 parts per million. And that's 886 electrical conductivity, and that's for 5 mils per liter of my Clonex clone solution. So there you have it. That's that question answered. And again, this might not be something for everyone. If you think that this is something that can help you make up your solutions better, there you go. That's what my solutions look like when I mix them. That's the concentration. And I know some people might be thinking this is way too hard. This is not a step you have to do. Some people like to use that measure and it gives them a more accurate way of figuring out exactly the concentrations of nutrients that they're giving their plants. So if that helps you, fantastic. And I probably will do another video where I'm discussing really more detail on total dissolved solids, electrical conductivity, pH, temperature, and how all that can help you take care of your plants better.